What's up, guys? It is Pugway and/or Connor here, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different video today. I'm going to be taking a look at Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare on the old PC. It's a third-person shooter made by PopCap Games, based off of their very popular Plants vs. Zombies quasi-tower defense game that made big waves on Android and iOS several years ago. Released a sequel not too long ago, also came to PC, and this game came out on the PC at the beginning of this year, and it is a third-person shooter based in the Plants vs. Zombies world. So what I'm going to be doing is just taking a look at the PC port, and also talking a little bit about the gameplay. This is my very, very first impressions of it. I haven't even pressed play yet. I have it right now on Origin Game Time, which is a service that allows you to download free games through Origin and play them for a set amount of time before they expire. So you can, it's kind of it's a redone demo. So this is the options menu right here. I know a lot of PC gamers like to take a look at the options menu, myself included. Mouse and drone, mouse sensitivity and drone mouse sensitivity for the different drones you can deploy, special skills for each plants. Also has full gamepad support, but it's a shooter, so I don't know why you'd be doing that. Alright, we also got inverted vertical look here, normal and inverted. I always play on normal because I've always grown up that way. And also aim assist, but thankfully it looks like it is just for gamepad. Yeah, it says right down here, affects only gamepads, which is great because nothing is worse than aim assist on your mouse. I turned gamepad vibration off just because sometimes if it's polling both devices, it doesn't understand that I'm trying to use keyboard and mouse, and it vibrates on my table and scares the shit out of me. So, audio settings here, you have master and music volume. No separate sliders for anything else, which is slightly strange, but I turned master down just so you can hear me a little bit better. Also has surround sound VoIP configuration, which is nice. Also has volume for listening to people talking, and push to talk off and always on modes, which is great. Video options are actually quite extensive considering the game. Full screen, let's see, does it have? It has a borderless windowed mode, which is fantastic. I love borderless windowed modes. I'm going to keep it in full screen though because it'll mess with my recording if I throw it into borderless window. Also has a monitor selector, which is amazing. I love it when games do this. Not a feature I'm taking advantage of yet, but I'm thinking of installing a third monitor at the foot of my bed to play like different games and stuff that I can use a controller with. So this feature right here is much appreciated for people that have more than one monitor like myself. Resolution options, of course. Vertical sync, motion blur. I'm going to turn motion blur off, actually. I personally just prefer not have motion blur on. Vertical sync is on. Graphics quality I have on auto detect right now, but let's switch that over to custom. Looks like we've got ultra. Looks like all these go to ultra here, which is nice. 5 different presets, it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 different presets. Math is hard. Ultra, HBAO, any HBAO plus? Nope, just HBAO. Alright, we can deal with that. So, that's, and anti-aliasing, of course. No, that's odd that it would only go up to low, medium, and high. No 2 times, 4 times, or 8 times. But we can assume 2 times, 4 times, 8 times. So we'll just throw that on 8 times. I want to run this through its paces, test out some frame rate. So I'm actually going to turn vertical sync off as well. Apply those settings, yes. Alright, looks like in the menus we're getting about 200 frames per second. Share usage data, which I imagine is sending things to the company, EA and PopCap, terms of service private policy, no one ever reads. Go ahead and look at the controls. Looks like fully rebindable, allowing you to bind to the keyboard, mouse, and gamepad, which is awesome. This is something games need to be doing more often, not just on PC, but consoles as well. And being able to bind to both the keyboard and the mouse is a really nice feature. Alright, you're going to have to deal with my, my weird key bindings here. We're going to clear this binding out. I don't like using space. Fire, aim, reload right here, clear that one out. Some abilities, gestures, I like that. Drone, ascend, descend, push to talk. Alright. So, let's look at the options menu for you guys. My specs for this build are going to be a GTX 780 EVGA superclocked with the ACX cooler on it, and also an Intel i5-3570K overclocked to 3.8 GHz, 16 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM, Corsair Vengeance if you're curious, and it is running off of a 3 terabyte conventional hard drive partitioned into 2 pieces, so no SSD. Sticker shop. Alright, what do we got here? So the sticker shop, as far as I am aware, is kind of like battle packs. So you can see we've got all of these different sticker packs here, which are going to give us these different buffs to our different units, like our plants and our zombies. So we're just going to open up the friendly welcome pack here. It's got a nice little effect going on there. Ooh, and we got stuff. I don't even know what this all is. So stickers. Looks like, oh, you can collect all 5 stickers to unlock new characters. Alright. P-Gatlins, I imagine, are for the cooperative mode, which we'll take a look at later. Self-revive is always nice. I'm thinking this is kind of like Mass Effect 3 multiplayer stuff here. Tattoos for my plants. Tattoos and a Viking hat. That's awesome. Organic growth. That sounds a little sketchy, but alright, we'll go with it. And speed goggles. Alright, I love it. Alright, so open up some more of these here. Looks like we got some more zombie cosmetics and also another character sticker. Nice, nice. Looks like we got a bunch of these. We're not going to go through all of them. Couple of character stickers. Ooh, are we going to get a whole new plant here? That would be nice. Alright, Commando P. That's a pretty hardcore looking P. Alright, well, we're going to go ahead and just let that... Oh, wait, actually, it looks like... okay, so here are the ones that you can buy with coins later on. So we just got these 4 here, so we might as well just open all those up. Take a look at what we got so you can get an idea of what some of the stuff in here is. Now, if you've played any of the Plants vs. Zombie games before, which I have, you'll notice a lot of these units fully realized in 3D form, which is really nice. I do really like that effect for opening up packs. That's one of my favorite things about Hearthstone, actually, is they have, you know, opening your packs has weight to it. Alright, so it looks like we unlocked the Berry Shooter, which is interesting. This looks like some sort of a cactus, perhaps? A sweet vanilla cactus, or orange cactus. Citrus cactus, of course. How could I be so daft? Of course it is a citrus cactus, and this looks like the plasma shooter too. Now, I've heard a lot of great things about this game. I've been personally interested in it a while, but I weren't justifying the price for it. Although after I played this demo here, I may think differently. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the characters tab here, and it looks like, okay, so we got plants. We can look at our pea shooter, our chomper. Oh, that is nice. Those are some nice looking visuals. The sunflower and the cactus. Now, I do know a modicum amount of knowledge. I have a modicum amount of knowledge on what these characters do. I know the sunflower is like a healer. The pea shooter is your standard, you know, runny, shooty kind of guy. The chomper is going to be a melee unit, which is going to go in and attack with its jaws. And then the cactus is a little bit more of a sniper. From what I've heard, this is kind of a mix of sort of Team Fortress 2 and Battlefield with its own kind of spin on it, and a lot of people actually have said a lot of really good things about it, despite it kind of having a more childish tone to it, which is awesome. I always love it when a game comes out of nowhere and really surprises me. But you know what, we're done looking at menus. Let's hop into a multiplayer game. So the welcome mat's a great place to get started. Alright, we're going to check it out. I have a feeling like there's going to be enough lobbies in this opening session here, because the game time version of this is out, so there's a lot of people just playing it for the first time. Alright, Team Vanquish, which I assume is Team Deathmatch. We're using Vanquish because apparently that's a word that children won't be able to understand, means to destroy. So, we're going to vanquish 50 of their enemies and win the match, or our enemies, rather. Reviving teammates takes a point away. Alright, and it looks like we are going to be playing as the zombies here. We're going to start off with the foot soldier. That sounds like the easiest way to go. Boss mode is interesting. I've heard that's like commander mode. And it gives us a little bit of a cutscene here to show us what exactly our ability is. A cute little zombie going on there. Alright, so here we are. Zombie guy. Oh, well, and the game's over. Did we win at least? We did. Alright. Alright, so there we go, guys. That's it. Gonna be it for play. No, I'm kidding. But, hey, we brought home the W with our team. We got 2,000 coins for that. We're already on our way to our first pack, about halfway there. Actually, we can get a reinforcements pack for potted plants already for 1,000, which is just for the co-op mode. But the super duper pack of 5 items, customizations, and consumables, 5,000. That's actually not a bad model right there to get your starter pack in just 2 games. And I didn't even do anything in that one, so I imagine that they we would be able to get up higher. And I'm okay with this kind of model of building up coins. I don't like the fact that microtransactions are in there, but it doesn't look like they're trying to shove them down my throat. There's a little purchase coins button here, but you know what? If we can just ignore that, I think this game seems to be doing it pretty fair. That's what I've heard. So we're gonna go ahead and mute all of everyone, just so that we don't have anyone coming into our video and messing things up for us. Alright, so next round starts in about 13 seconds here. Frame rate looks very good. I was a little worried that it might be locked to 30 for a minute when I got into game, but that is not the case at all. There is no frame rate cap. I was only in game for a good, couple of seconds there, but we're pulling some really decent frames with some really good settings, and the game, despite having not overly realistic visuals, is still a pretty good looking game for what it is, as far as I can tell. We'll definitely take a look at that more as we get into game here. So I'm really interested to get in and try this out, and I'm sure you guys are all interested to see some gameplay. Alright, so we're going to be on the plants team this time around. Let's go ahead and try out the cactus. Is there any way I can customize... I'm not sure if I can customize in-game. Alright, the potato mine we got here. Oh! And Spudoom, which was supposed to be a play on Spud, and it didn't really work out, don't mind. Alright. Time to get crazy! Alright, that's us. So, here we go. Little cactus bro running around here. Gonna see what we can see. Oh, there's a zombie. Alright. Alright, come on, come at me. Reload. Alright, popped one. There we go. Kicking ass, taking names. Headshot. Aww. Man, those are some really nice models that we got going on there. Alright, auto spawn, respawn now, change character. Alright. So far I'm liking what I'm seeing here. The maps are colorful, and that's something that a lot of modern shooters lack. A lot of games, especially multiplayer, competitive shooters, you're trying to hit that serious edge, and it's just, sometimes you just need some color and some fun, and that, wow, I am really I'm super digging the visual style we got going on here. It looks like, oh, we got a pea shooter down! Revive! Get up, soldier! We got you covered! Alright, there we go. Got a pea shooter up. I do like that mechanic. It's got some nice little Battlefield-esque touches in there. In addition to, I gotta say, I'm rather impressed with the amount of polish that's gone into this. I think a lot of people, when they first saw Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare, they thought that they were going to be looking at another throwaway, completely, how do you say it? A completely, a cash-in product. And what I'm playing right now does not feel like a cash-in at all. I mean, it's got the Plants vs. Zombies name behind it, but plants are stupid. It's got that charge. Dumb camping meanie. All your brains belong to us. Oh man, I love a good game that's got not only solid mechanics and controls behind it, but it's got a sense of humor with it too. And every once in a while you need to kind of remember that, what we're doing, we're playing games here, and we all come to play video games just to have fun. We're gonna drop the potato mine in the middle of the road. Hopefully catch someone off guard with that. Oh, we got 3 of them. All right. There's a zombie foot soldier. Oh, headshot! Another shot. Come on. Oh, running away, eh? We'll see how it is. Alright, potato mine this guy. Come on. Come at me, bro. Oh, he is mortaring from afar. Oh, he's got nothing on the cactus. We got 1 spike shot left. Probably should be doing a reload here. Oh, here he is. Alright, come on, reload. Let's go, cactus. We got 52 health left. Oh, we are taking fire from all sides. Run away. Alright, this is time to retreat. And the cactus is down. One thing you can notice is we're actually getting a fair amount of coins for every kill, which is nice because it allows, if you think about it, so we're getting a couple hundred coins for every kill there, and 25 for an assist, and if you're talking 5,000 for your first pack, that actually benefits you in competitive multiplayer, that is actually a relatively fair model. And I think that you can, from what I've heard, especially around the internet, and what I'm seeing as far as the amount of coins I'm making, it seems like this is a completely fair to play this game without ever spending a dime. And although the idea of microtransactions in the game kind of, you know, is not so swell, I think that their implementation of them is about as fair as it's going to get. So let's switch up characters here. Let's try out the pea shooter. Chili bean bomb. Alright, what do we got here? The noob tube of Plants vs. Zombies. Alright, I can dig it, I can dig it. Alright, pea shooter is the Plants vs. Zombies frontline fighter. Zombies hate his explosive, spicy chili bean bomb. As anyone would. Alright. Okay, so, got this guy over here. And you know, one thing I was thinking when I was first looking at gameplay of this game... Ooh, ouch! Oh, we are still living! Oh, man. Oh, man, that was a round right there. You know, one thing I was looking at when I first started looking into this game was it looked to me like the guns were going to be kind of like the guns. The weaponry was going to be slightly, you know, underpowered, not very satisfying. And that's a big thing I look for when I'm playing my shooters. And one thing I think a lot of reviews don't address, you can have a really good game, but if it's not fun to shoot people in your shooter, then you're doing something wrong. And, you know, I gotta say, against all odds, I'm really surprised at how satisfying it is. Let's get him with the chili bean, chili bean, chili bean. Oh, he didn't go under the car. I was hoping for big things there, big things. But, you know, against all odds, I feel like the actual guns, or weaponry rather, feel rather effective. We're going to try out the Sunflower here. He's the healer class. So he shoots out a little beam that heals up his friends. He's the medic, the TF2's medic. And I believe he's actually got some similar weaponry. Yeah, he's got the automatic repeating gun. He reloads by looking up at the sun. Alright, let's see if we can range this guy. We're not doing as much damage. I do like how it is very reminiscent to me of Team Fortress 2, which isn't by no means a bad thing, don't get me wrong. I love some Team Fortress 2. But it's got that sort of flair to it where, you know, you got the damage numbers coming up, and it's got the same sort of charm that TF2 has, you know, like, even though TF2's is certainly basked in, you know, more blood and vulgarity, you know, you got a similar thing going on here. You can tell that they're certainly going for the same sort of spectrum. One thing I don't like is there's a distinct lack of, like, weaponry. Like right there in most games, you know, you switch to your melee weapon or you switch to a secondary. But in this, it seems like you've got like your main abilities, but you don't have, you know, like say a backup that you can switch to. And so you end up, you know, you run out of this Sunflower Beam primary here, and that guy was not quite sure what was going on. It's certainly a I don't want to undersell it by saying it is essentially baby's first FPS, because that would be slightly unfair, I think. Because when you think baby's first FPS, you're kind of like, oh man, that seems, you know, surprisingly, you know, unfortunately, you know, simplistic and shallow. And that's not the impression I get from this game. The impression that I get is that it strips away a lot of the minute-to-minute gameplay complexities of most modern games and says, you know what, here's your character, here's what they specialize in, here's a gun, or the equivalent of, start shooting at some things. And what it does, you know, what it lacks, let's say, in that minute-to-minute gameplay, you know, you can't crouch, you can't go prone, you don't have multiple weapons, you don't have a whole lot of, you know, weapon customization, although there is a fair amount of class customization, which may alleviate some of the fatigue I feel with the base game at the moment. But it's got a very satisfying, you know, another thing that you don't have these sort of issues, let's say, of other games as far as, oh, well, we're going to throw, you know, ammo your way, and you've got to make sure you're managing your ammo. And you look at a game like Battlefield 4, for example, or Battlefield 3, where you've got your primary gun's got ammo, you got your secondary gun's got ammo, you've got whatever your class's special ability is, and a bunch of different things like that, right? So this game doesn't have a lot of that, but what it lacks in those areas, it makes up for by saying, look, we're going to give you a lot of customization options, a lot of, you know, kind of free DLC, and instead of making the actual minute-to-minute gameplay, you know, cumbersome, we're going to just give you something really fun and addicting so you can jump into. So we're going to go ahead and quit out of that team deathmatch there. That was a lot of new players, and I know there's a lot of different game modes, but in the interest of time, we're going to take a look at the cooperative mode, Garden Ops. First of all, let's look through some of the game modes here. Gardens and graveyards. So zombies fight to turn the plants, gardens into graveyards in an expanding map. So I'm assuming kind of like a Rush Conquest type thing for those of you that are familiar with Battlefield. Classic Team Vanquish. Customization, upgrade, and unlock characters. Okay. So this is basically, you know, any customizations, classes, and stuff, you know, not unlocked. Classics, gardens, and graveyards, I assume is the same. And then Gnome Bomb. This looks interesting. Plants and zombies fight for control of a Gnome Bomb. Its devastating power is perfect for destroying the... Okay, so think like Obliteration in Battlefield 4. There's a single bomb and you try to pick it up and run it to the other base. Vanquish confirmed. Oh, it's kill confirmed. I get it. So collect crazy orbs from Vanquish enemies to tally points. So think kill confirmed from Call of Duty where you get a kill, but then you also have to... you have to confirm the kill by picking up the dog tag. In this, you vanquish an enemy, and then you have to confirm the vanquish by picking up their orb. Suburbanation. Capture 3 gardens scattered around the map. Okay, so domination. Suburbanation, domination. They're very clever here, I admit. They definitely aren't shying away from their influences like a lot of shooters do. And then, of course, welcome Matt. Okay, so a nice host of game modes there, actually. I'm definitely going to be checking some of those out. Alright, so we're going to go into Garden Ops here. Let's search for a game. Man, there are a lot of maps. Let's try to find an easy game. Looking for really great game sessions. Not just good matches, not great servers. Really great game sessions. So I'm probably going to get the bane of my team here because I'm not going to be talking to them. Oh, we found a really great server. Awesome. Please wait while we're joining. And the cute sunflower just dancing back and forth. So let's talk business model. I know I mentioned a little bit of it earlier when I was talking free to play. Unable to join session. Alright, well, you know what we're going to do? We're just going to create a match, and I'm just going to play a little bit of Garden Ops myself. And we're just gonna kind of explore this as we go. But anyway, let's talk business model. So the game, I believe, retails for around $35, $40 on Origin, somewhere around there. I'm not a professional when I do these things, so that's just off the cuff. But also features microtransactions. Not a fan. Alright, for all of the things that I said about this game, stop nickel and diming, people. And I know that microtransactions are optional, and I know that you have, you know, you aren't by any means, you know, no one demands that you go out and just say, hey, you gotta buy the you gotta buy these microtransactions or you can't play. But some games do that, and even though I think that their implementation here is actually relatively solid, right? I mean, look at that. I played a game and a half. I got 5,000 coins. That's enough to buy one pack. You play enough matches in this game, you're going to get a nice sense of progression, I feel. And, you know, for the expandable, you know, plants that you can get, which you can use in this mode here, which I'll show you momentarily, then they're only 1,000, and that's not bad. I mean, that's like one match. So that model is fair, and for this particular game, I'm going to give it a pass. But I don't like that they're in this game because I don't trust every game to be fair, especially not every game by EA. I think that it starts a very dangerous precedent that we're all of a sudden going to be seeing microtransactions in a lot of games, and it's not even so much that, okay, well, Assassin's Creed Unity was announced today that it's going to have microtransactions. Okay, but now I play the Assassin's Creed games and I enjoy being engulfed in that world, right? Like, you know, you're taken back through history. It's an interesting experience. You're kind of, you know, Unity, you're taken into the French Revolution and you're kind of walking around, and now all of a sudden when I open up a shopkeeper's menu inside, you know, Paris, it's going to be like, for $10 you can have this sword. Like, that sucks me out of the immersion that I'm feeling in a game, in addition to asking for more money on top of an already fully priced game. So, long story short, Plants vs. Zombies, yeah, I think it's alright. You know, I think their model is fair. But I don't like that they're here because I think it sets a dangerous precedent. So now that we got that out of the way, we're gonna close out the video with a little bit of garden warfare. So or garden ops. I apologize. So here's how garden ops works. So you start out on the map and you choose one of 3 base locations. Think Gears of War Horde mode from Gears of War 3, where you could choose a command post location. So we're gonna go with let's go with this left garden over here. I've never played on this map, so we're just we're just gonna guess. And we're gonna run over here. Crazy Dave is telling us to go ahead and plant a garden, so we're gonna scamper on over here and set up our shrine. And look at that. Alright. Soil your plants. Alright, so now what's also going to happen is, while we're waiting for the next waves, there's these pots. And in the pot, you can plant. You see, I've got like a pea repeater, I've got a sunflower which heals, I've got a mushroom that shoots, I've got a pea that shoots. So we're going to plant, say, a pea repeater, and then that's going to pop out, and that's going to run like an auto defense turret. Okay? Got a couple up here as well, so we can plant like a sunflower here, for say, which will heal us, and another pea repeater up here for defense. Those are the plants that you get out of the $1,000 packs, so you have to pay for those. Although the 1,000 coins are not overtly difficult to obtain, as I found through my brief play session here. I mean, I'm able to get about 5 of them, and I like the Commando P. Commando P's got a nice repeating gun here. I am a fan of that. I am down all the way with what that is offering. That is a nice. So, and you can see we still earn coins in this game here. I'm getting potential for a lot more. And obviously this is like a standard horde mode, which is meant to be played with multiple people. And you know, I find that horde modes often add the most to a game as far as its longevity goes for me, because after the game is all said and done, maybe you just want to sit down and you just want to shoot things for a really long time because you enjoy the way that game works and that mechanic works. And so I think that having this garden ops mode here adds a lot of value. Now, every several waves, you're also going to run into different special enemies and special, modifiers and challenges and things to kind of mix things up. And we can see here that we've got, in addition to the shambling zombies, every wave, we've got some special things coming in. So that's actually one of the zombie foot soldiers from multiplayer component. And obviously this is going to be a little bit difficult going solo, so I would definitely recommend pairing up and having some friends, but since I'm lonely and have none, I figured I'd just hop in and see what I could do on my lonesome here. So this guy is taking some pot shots at us. Not today, sir, not today. Alright, we're gonna launch a chili out here as soon as wave completed. Alright, so actually having quite a bit of fun with this, I'm not gonna lie. I think it's just one of the games that went under a lot of people's radars. Let's talk PC port. I know that we went over the options menu, which is a big indicator of just how good a PC port is, but there's a lot of other things that are involved. How does it run frame rate wise? Is it smooth? Does it feel responsive? Another big deal, how does the mouse feel? All these things. Well, I am happy to report that this game has had a very nice transition to PC. Had you not told me that the amount of time that it took transferring over to Xbox One to PC was definitely well spent. I'm getting raw mouse input. If there is any mouse acceleration or smoothing, I can't tell. Keyboard controls are well done, well optimized. And the game itself, like I said earlier, while it may not be a visual masterpiece, has its own charm, its own flair, and it runs. I'm getting 155 frames per second here. I'm hardly ever dropping below 120, and when I am, it's down to like 110, 130. All right, so here's now one of those special waves that I was talking about earlier, where they're randomized. There's several of them from what I can tell. And they each do different things. This one I assume is Brainless Barrage. They're just going to send a bunch of guys after me, just straight up rushing. Which never worked in the old Spider-Man comics. And it's probably not going to work now, although I can't confirm. Other things that I've noticed about this while I'm playing it is just that the sound design is remarkable. As far as, you know, it screams high production value, and it was a game that easily could have been written off as, you know, I think a lot of people kind of saw it at E3, and I don't know, like when I first heard it was announced, I was watching live, and they said, oh, we're doing Garden Warfare, and I was like, alright, that's cool, let's move on to something I actually came here to see, right? You know, that was not what I tuned into E3 to watch. And, you know, I was pleasantly surprised by the gameplay demo that I saw, and then I watched some, you know, the reviews and the release footage, and I was pleasantly surprised with what I saw there. Sound boss slots engaged, they will spin to your demise. Alright, let's see what we got here. I've seen this one before, it's a slot machine, and it chooses a random thing to happen. So let's see what happens. Is that anything? Didn't win. Alright, boss wave, here we go, here we go. Alright, this could be our end here. Ooh, enter the funk. I got the funk. I got it right here. Alright. Wow, I don't know what it's shooting at me. But anyway, so going back to what I was saying before, I saw this unveiled at E3, and the gameplay looked interesting, and then the reviews were really good, and then I heard it was coming to PC, and now I'm really glad that I was able to give it a shot, because, guys, it's a lot of fun. And not only is it a lot of fun, but if you were worried like I was that it was going to be a sloppy PC port, you can rest easy, because this is not only a game that deserved to be on PC because of its high quality, but is truly well done on the PC, and that's not something I can say for everything that comes out, especially if it's published by EA. Man, this guy is not going down easy. Oh, holy balls, I don't even know what that is. That is the scariest frickin' thing I've ever seen. He is like, he's getting seriously funky up in here. Tombstone has risen. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the tombstones are where the zombies are spawning from, and if I had more than just me, I could send a small team of my friends out to go and destroy the tombstone. Sadly, I have no friends, so it is just me. Let's throw some chili out there, see how you guys like that. Oh, wow. Wow. That is actually, that's a nice effect they've got going on there. I am just really impressed with the visual flair and style that this game has. Oh man, we are not, chili is not prepared. Alright, I'm going to try and keep an eye on our garden health up there, make sure we don't let anyone through our defenses. I think they're all spawning right here. Alright, that chili, I'm sorry, the chili, I've been thinking it since I saw it, the chili looks high. It is hilarious though. Alright, tombstones disappear. Boss wave complete. We get 125 coins for that. We've been getting a bunch of coins all the way through. And you know, even though the microtransactions may not be great, I really do like the coin system, unlike a lot of games' progression. Like Payday 2 does a similar progression, right? You know, you make some money and then you also get random gear at the end. But this game, I actually feel like I'm doing something, right? Like it's not just like XP, which maybe random levels me up to something that, you know, I don't care about. But I feel like I'm kind of, you know, I'm earning stuff towards that next ability or that next character or something along those lines, you know, the next unlock. And a lot of it's cosmetic, and I think some of it is full new characters that you can unlock. But it looks like there's a lot of cosmetic options, and I was rambling on about something else earlier, so I didn't get a chance to mention the cosmetic editor, but I did show some gameplay of that when we started this up. So you can go ahead and rewind and take a look at that. And I was actually relatively impressed. The interfaces look slick. Things look good. I am not very good at this game, but let me tell you what, it's a heck of a lot of fun. So I'm just gonna play a little bit more here, give you guys as much of a feel for it as I can. Let's go chili. Let's go chili. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, so satisfying. Wow, surprisingly satisfying. That was fun. One thing I gotta say, ooh, pea shooter leveled up to level 2. I am surprised at the amount of depth that has gone into this game as far as character classes and abilities, and there's just, I mean, there's a wealth of content here. You can tell that this was a labor of love. This is one of those games that I like to throw into that category of doesn't deserve to be any good, but somehow still is. And that's exactly what I'm going to say about Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. This is a remarkably well put together video game for what it is. Can I recommend it at full price? Well, I think that has to come down to you as a player. If you're someone that really enjoys shooters as a whole, third-person shooters, you know, multiplayer shooters, but you're looking for something a little bit different, you know, you're not so focused on realism, you're more focused on just straight up, you know, good mechanics and a good feel, I think that this is definitely one that you should be looking into. If you have friends that you enjoy playing multiplayer shooters with, and you tend to find, you know, your co-op options are limited for just sitting down and blasting away, I'm thinking that this is a great option. This is a lot of fun. There's a good sense of progression, and I'm definitely going to be trying to convince my friends to get this one. You're going to have to power through the amount of people that are undoubtedly going to say that it's a game for kids, or that it's, you know, it's not worth your time. But let me tell you, I think that I just got to prove those people wrong, because I'm having a blast with Plants vs. Zombies in the short amount of time that I've been playing it. So, I wouldn't recommend it if you're kind of one of those people that, you know, maybe you know, you're more into the hardcore military shooter. You know, you're on and off season, and you know, you're waiting for the next Call of Duty or the next Battlefield, and you're looking for something to play. This isn't going to fill your it's a different feel of shooter than your Call of Duty or your Battlefield. It doesn't have the same sort of reaction. It feels good, don't get me wrong. Like I was saying earlier, it's a big deal. Like, the guns feel surprisingly satisfying, which was something I was not expecting. The combat is surprisingly entertaining. The feedback is nice. It's got a great art style and animation team behind it. A lot of good enemy variety. But you're not really going to get that, you know. If I was in the mood to play Battlefield and I launched Plants vs. Zombies, I'm not going to get, you know, it's not going to satisfy me in the same way. If you're looking for something to play, you know, super competitively, well, that's, you know, I mean, that's not this. What I would recommend this for is for people that enjoy games like Team Fortress 2, that enjoy their shooters to kind of have a sort of a zanier edge with, you know, a lot of cosmetic upgrades and very few actual in-game, like, game upgrades, but the ones that are there that change the game up dramatically. And I can't speak for a lot of those, but I've seen a lot of people play this, and I've seen those, and I do know that they're there. So, what it boils down to is for people that are more into, you know, the grind of progress, you know, unlocking new guns and leveling up their characters and getting new attachments. Well, I think this game has some of that. You're better off suited to go with a Battlefield game. If you're, you know, burnt out on Battlefield 4 and 3, Bad Company 2 is a great option. Going back playing some of those, even some of the Call of Duty games. But if you're someone that enjoys more of the, you know, the shooter that doesn't take itself as seriously, the kind of shooter you can sit down and play because you want to have fun and not just because you want, and not because you want to have, you know, you want to experience the grind for loot and things like that. And it's also not easy. It's not a walk in the park. I was actually under the impression that I was going to fail this Garden Ops mode a lot quicker than I did. So maybe they've scaled down the difficulty for, because we're in a porta potty. Maybe they've scaled down the difficulty for single player a lot, because I had heard that this was almost impossible solo. And while I don't think I'm going to be winning any awards here for my first time, I've lasted a lot longer than I thought I was going to. So, final verdict. Well, I think it boils down to it's fun, it's satisfying, it's a good PC port, and I think it's worth your money. So, that has been my quick kind of first impressions. Let's take a look at first, you know, sneak peek at Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. I'm going to go ahead and let this gameplay finish out, see what we can do in this final round. So, feel free to tune out now if you had just come for the critical review. But if you're looking for some more gameplay, I'm going to switch over and finish out some of this Garden Warfare round, possibly with a little bit of light commentary over top of it. So, thanks for watching, if you stayed this far, and this is Pugway signing off. Unless you're still here, in which case we're going to go into a boss wave. Alright, so we're going to plant another repeater here. I'm running low on those, but I imagine that we're not going to make it much past this wave. I think these guys want the chili. That seems super effective. Alright. I can get behind it. Ooh. God, those guys are really exploding. I really am a fan of the enemy variety in this game. It's surprisingly deep. Oh my god. That guy has sunglasses. He is not to be trifled with. He's wearing sunglasses during the day. I may have actually called off the first impressions bit of the video a little bit too early because it appears I'm not going to make it much further than that. I need a chili, like right away. I need a good old chili. Chile. Alright, here he is. He's coming back. He's baked. He's baked. He's bad. Chili, chili, chili. Let's go. Come on. Alright. Big chunk of his health down. Oh no, Sunflower's down. I'm down to 20 health. Oh, 16, 10, 8. Oh god, the garden health is down. We're down to 2. The boss is almost defeated. Can we do it? Oh, and we can't do it. KO in 15 seconds. We've got some self-revives, but I think that's going to be GG. That game's a lot of fun. That is a lot of fun. The garden was destroyed. Oh, well. You can't win them all. Certainly didn't win this one. But anyway, folks, that has been my look at Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. It is available now on Origin for around $35. Currently, however, you can download it right now as of August 15th, 2015. 2014. My glasses are not on, and I thought I had traveled into the future. August 15th, 2014. You can download it and take part in Origin's Game Time program, which will allow you to play for 72 hours for free. That time starts as soon as you start the game and applies even when you're not playing. So download it to your library now, and you can play it in a couple of months or whenever you want. So, that's been my look at Garden Warfare. You should really be playing it. Talk to your friends. Convince them it's not just a game for kids. Because what it really is, it's a game for gamers. And it's damn fun. Alright, for real this time, this is Pugway or Connor signing off. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. I'll talk to you next time.